Okay, saya rasa kita dah boleh mula. Okay. Okay. So, Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi. So basically, for this extra class is actually intended for all students who just registered by this week. Okay, so based on these 4 weeks, in actual class we will cover the senior students already learned until chapter 2, right? Okay, so for you, I think we will go through on chapter 1, which is on SDM. So SDM ni kita dah mention pada minggu kelas yang baru ni, masa kelas hari Selasa kan. Okay, so dalam kelas ni sekarang ada 6 orang Nabila, 4 orang. Chan Ziwei, Ko Yongjia, Nabila dan juga Sin Kai Ting. Right. So sila bagi respon kalau sekiranya ni, sebab bila saya buka skrin macam ni saya dah tak nampak kamu kat belakang. Okay, jadi kalau sekiranya you ingin bertanya, terus tanya. But then kalau nak tanya soalan, saya rasa better guna mic lah daripada you menulis kat belakang ni. Okay, daripada ruangan chat. Right, so in chapter 1, the fundamental of the most important topics is on SDM, which is software development method. In software development method, there are 6 steps. Right, so requirement specification, data analysis, design, implementation. This is testing. This is actually testing and verification. Okay, this is testing and verification. Right, and the last step is documentation and maintenance. Since in this project, in this course, you will not handle large program, so we will skip on maintenance, only do the documentation, right? So let me introduce you what does it mean by each steps in this SDM. SDM is actually abbreviation for software development method, okay, or software development model. So in this software development model, for the first step is a requirement specification, is where you understand and define the problem. Okay, for example, okay, let me show you this. For example, you have this question, right? Let's say you have this question and specifically refer to this part. Let's say this one. Okay. Okay. Let's say you want to solve this problem. So at the first place, before you start with the SEM, you need to have a situation first, a problem that you need to solve. So in this example, let's say this box shows that the problem that you need to work on, right? You need to solve this problem where you need to develop a system that able to find the total of 4 floating points numbers. Okay, this is the situation, the problem statement, and based on this problem statement, then you can go through the steps in the SDM, which is the first step is requirement specification. In this requirement specification, you need to understand and define the problem. After you define the problem properly, correctly, hopefully correct enough, then you can go to the next step, okay, which is data analysis. In this data analysis, you need to provide what will be the input for your system, okay, what will be the output for your system, and is there any relevant formula or process involved? Is there any constraint that you need to consider in order for the system produce the results here? Okay. After you identify all the required data in second step, then you can go to the third step, right? So in this third step, you need to break down into several smaller sub-problems. This statement is true if your problem is if you need to solve large problem. Okay, if your problem is small, for example, like this question, this is a small problem. So you do not need to separate it into smaller sub problems. Okay. For small problem, you just can solve by using tools, which is in this case pseudocode or flowchart. Okay. Then we go to the next step. After you have your design, then you can implement it in editor. For example, in this code, in this course, we will use online compiler for C++ programming language. Okay. After you develop the program, after you implement, you write the program, you might experience with 3 types of programming errors, which is logic, syntax, or runtime error. Sometimes a syntax error is also known as compile error, while runtime error is sometimes referred as a execution error. Okay. Lepas you dah execute, there is no error for your program, and your program produce correct output, then we can go to the next step, which is testing and verify. In this testing and verification, you need to ensure that your program performs the required function properly by running your program several times. Okay, biasanya untuk small program macam ni, kita akan run untuk 2 kali with 2 different sets of data. Okay. And then here Okay, kenapa debugging? Mungkin akan ada ralat, ada error, then you need to debug your program. Okay, if your developed system, if your proper system can produce correct result, then we will go to the next step. The last step of SDM is do the documentation. In this documentation, normally we will have a program description, algorithm development and changes, while commented program listing, sample test run, and also user manual. Okay, right. So based on these six steps, the further explanation is on this part, the design, because in this design you need to know how to use this pseudocode and flowchart. As mentioned in the previous class, which is on the Tuesday, okay, kita dah tengok how you can develop the pseudocode and how you can develop the using flowchart, and you already know how it's not how, what is the difference between pseudocode and flowchart. Okay, pseudocode ni adalah dalam bentuk naratif, manakala flowchart adalah dalam bentuk graphical notation. Since flowchart in graphical notation, the design in graphical notation, then you need to understand which symbol that you need to use in order to represent the steps. Okay. Right. So this is the pseudocode. This is an example of pseudocode. Right. This is an example of pseudocode of this problem statement. Okay. Yang ni saya tak explain balik lah, sebab yang ni kita dah tunjukkan pada pada hari Selasa hari tu. Right, so this is also the pseudocode for this case study. Right. Okay, so these two pseudocode can also be represented in flowchart, as you can see in this slide, in this page. Okay, page number 31. Okay, ini adalah design for the problem statement to display high, while this is the design in flowchart to determine whether or the status of voting. Okay, so yang ni pun kita dah discuss. Jadi okay, kita try buat yang ni. Right, kita try buat yang ni. Kita cuba settlekan yang ni. So kalau you lihat kat sini, so the problem statement is you need to write a program. Okay, this is the problem statement. So this is the problem, right? So based on this problem, you need to develop you need to develop a program. So your program, since you are using C++ program, so the program will be implemented in C++ programming language. Okay, so the program need to evaluate the arithmetic expression A equals to B plus C minus 7, where the value of B and C is assigned inside the program. Okay, then print A. So based on this problem, then you need to go to the SDM. Okay, so the steps 1 in SDM is requirement specification. Right? Rasanya dapat tak yang ni, slide saya ni? Nampak clear right. Okay. Sebentar, saya rasa better buat dalam Word ke? Sekejap saya buat dalam Word. So let's say this is the problem. Okay, then according to the STM, the first step is requirement specification. Okay, this is my proposed solution. Okay. So based on this statement, in this statement, I understand that the program should be able to evaluate the arithmetic expression, right? And then, what else? Value to B and C is inside the program. Because we have to get A, we need to know the value of B and C, okay, in order to get the A, right? So in this case, in this problem statement, it states that the value of B and C is inside the program. You can provide it inside the program, which is inside means that I assume here, assume the value of B and C are defined in the program, which is during the inside the code. Here I put during declarations of identifier. Okay. Then what else? The information here state that the program will only need to display the value of A. Okay. Print A, meaning that it will display the value of A. Okay. Apa lagi yang kita boleh dapatkan information daripada problem statement kat sini? So saya juga nak assume, right? Saya assume the value of B and C are integer data type. Okay. Apa yang dimaksudkan integer data type ialah nombor bulat, right? So ini maksudnya adalah nombor bulat lah, which is nilai dia tak boleh titik perpuluhan. Okay, saya assume the value of B and C are integer data type. Right? So let's say ini saja yang kita dah identify in step 1, requirement specification. Then we go to the next steps. Okay, steps 2. Case analysis. In this data analysis, you need to identify what will be the input of the program. Okay. What will be the output of the program? Okay. Is there any process involved? Is there any constraint that you need to consider? Okay. Right. So, macam mana nak tahu ada input ke tak? So, kita akan tengok kat sini lah. Nak dapatkan A, kita ada nilai B dan C. Right? So, input ni maksudnya input yang kita masukkan daripada masukkan ke dalam sistem. Sama ada melalui definition ataupun melalui input device. Okay. So, dalam kes ni berdasarkan daripada statement ni, okay, berdasarkan daripada statement ni, the input for the program is B and C. Okay, because we need to know what is the value of B and what's the value of C. So the input is B and C. Okay, so you boleh beritahu kat sini, you define since the value of B and C are defined in the program, so you boleh beritahu define B equals to some value, which is for this example, let's say 10. Okay, C pula adalah katalah 2. Macam tu. Okay. Right. What is the output of the program? In this case, A lah. Right, sebab kita nak display the value of A. What will be the process involved in this program? So based on this requirement, the process is this one. Okay, the equation. Right? Because in order to get A, is by do the summation between B and C and then minus with 7. Okay, so this is the process involved. Right? Is there any constraint? So saya assume tak ada. Right? Tak ada constraint. Berdasarkan daripada saya punya statement kat sini, there is no constraint in this program. Okay. Then go to the next steps. Iaitu right, so the next step is design. Design algorithm. Okay. Design the algorithm. So you can design the algorithm by using pseudocode ataupun flowchart. So let me introduce you with pseudocode first. Okay. In pseudocode, we will start with begin and finish with end. In between, okay, in between is the steps in solving the problem. Okay, so based on this analysis, So I know that I need to have A. I need to produce A. The program need to produce A depending on this process. So before I can do the calculation here, I need to know the value of B and C. So based on this, I can design my program by having like this. First, I need to read the input or read value of B and C. And I do the calculation. Okay, by using this formula. Then I do the printing. Okay. Right? So this is in pseudocode. You juga boleh buat algorithm in flowchart. So kalau nak buat dalam flowchart, okay, saya tunjukkan side by side supaya you boleh tengok beza dia. This is in pseudocode, this is in flowchart. Okay, algorithm in pseudocode, algorithm in flowchart. Since we have begin and end, so begin and end, the symbol is in terminal symbol. Okay, so yang ni you kena ingat lah, dia punya dia punya simbol-simbol dia. Okay, begin, so dia adalah simbol yang ni. Okay, right, so this is begin. The text here. Okay. Dan dia adalah end. Simbol yang sama gunakan untuk begin dan juga end. Untuk read value of B and C, so yang ni is the keyword here is to do the read. Okay, maknanya the an input symbol is this one. Okay, so here you put it read B and C. Okay, then dah habis buat first step, then calculate. Calculate is a symbol, is a process. So the process symbol should be this one. Okay, should be inside there with a calculate. Calculate A. Okay, and then print A. Print A meaning that this is the output. Okay, to produce the output of A. So use this symbol and modify the statement there. brain wave. Okay. After you've done the notation here, the symbol, then you can do the flow. So the flow is by using arrow. So you need to connect from the first symbol to the next symbol. Okay, dia kelihatan macam tunggal langgang sikit. So you mungkin boleh buat adjustment sikit. Okay, so dia terlalu sikit. Okay, so you nampak siap dah ni, right? So this is the first 3 steps of SDM, where you understand the problem and how to solve this by performing requirement specification step, then go to the data analysis, and then go to the design. Okay, design the algorithm. Algorithm is actually step by step of solving the problem. So the algorithm can be represent in pseudocode and in flowchart. So you boleh guna salah satu cara ni lah. Kalau dalam exam ataupun dalam programming exercise, you jawab ikut soalan yang dia minta. Kalau algorithm yang dia minta dalam pseudocode, so you jawab dalam pseudocode lah. If the question need you to answer in flowchart, then you give the flowchart. Kalau dia minta dua-dua, then you need to provide both. Okay. Right, so lepas step design and algorithm, then we go to the next step of SDM, which is the implementation. Okay, where you will translate this pseudocode or this algorithm into the C++ programming. Okay, so here you need to understand the C++ syntax. Okay, itu yang pergi ke chapter 2. Dalam chapter 2 dia akan tunjukkan you macam mana kita akan develop the program by using C++. Okay, so saya masuk ke chapter 2 sekarang. Perlukan rehat atau macam mana? Atau kita teruskan saja? Okay. Right, so saya terus buat berdasarkan daripada yang ni. Tapi you boleh dapatkan slide untuk chapter 2 di dalam author. Okay, so kita tengok yang ni berdasarkan daripada design yang kita dapat ni. So saya refer kepada design yang ni lah instead of this one. Okay. So untuk tujuan demo, I will give in the using this online dpni.com. Okay, dia agak slow sikit, jadi saya akan offkan kamera supaya dia lagi laju. Okay, so kalau yang ni sebentar saya settingkan dia dulu. So right. Okay, so sekarang dia dah dalam C++. Okay, you boleh juga try, saya share kat sini link so that you can try with me. Okay, right. So apa yang mesti ada dalam first saya terangkan dulu how you can use this online compiler. Actually, you can use any online compiler as long as it supports a C++ programming language. Okay, so for this demo, during the class, so I will use this website. Okay, unless kalau server je down, saya akan gunakan yang lain lah. Untuk yang ni tujuan consistency in doing the demo, so saya akan gunakan website ni. Right, so kita perkenalkan dulu apa yang ada dalam ni. First, you can set your language. Okay, kat sini ada a list of language. So we are using C++, so please make sure you check this to C++. And then this is another setting that you can try. So in this setting, actually the default is in dark background. Okay, so saya lagi prefer kalau dia adalah light. Okay, dan you boleh gunakan setting dia tak banyak, so itu saja, tak banyak lah. Okay, and then so this is the button. Okay, this is compile and run. This is to do the debugging. Okay, this is to stop the program. Okay, yang ni saya tak pernah try, tapi you will try lah. Saya rasa ini untuk share ke mana-mana media sosial lah kot. I'm not sure. You boleh guna yang ni kalau you nak. And then you can save your program. Yang ni saya tak pernah try, so you will try sendiri. Manakala ini adalah untuk download the code. Let's say you done here, then you nak download, then you can press this button. Okay, right. So let's say you have this code. Apa yang ada kat sini? Ini adalah ruangan command. Okay, command will be for this compiler.